Hello everyone, you guys are great on the whale channel. And in today's video we'll pump it up, and at the same time we can fix and make the hydraulic line on the brakes shorter with the Ram guide. I'll quickly show you how it's fair. If I'm pumping it up for the first time, but I watched the video, it seems like nothing complicated. I didn't see it, namely we're filming. Boot and unscrew the hydraulic line itself, but the first thing we have is ... 51 or 40. It depends on what you have written on the brake lever. It's alkali, and how can it be done by hand? Well, it's unpleasant, for example, with a paint coating too, and in general, wrapping rags around the wheels won't protect everything. I know something, it's just that there are rags and preferably gloves. I didn't find, I'll try soon. And that we will also need fittings syringes like this. And, accordingly, the pillbox itself, so let's go. So now we take the key to the carab and immediately unscrew the rag. I'll take it so that a lot doesn't leak out, and and with such circular movements, we see that everything has leaked a little, but it's okay because this is a video about how to pump it correctly. So, don't forget to lower it down, too, and immediately see what length we need. Necessary, well, considering that I raised the handle a little higher to make it more convenient to work well, I'm thinking somewhere like this. Probably cut it off so that there is still a reserve. This is the distance, and now we cut it off too. Well, I'll also return the rag, because when you cut it off maybe there will be a squelch, or rather, and I also close it with my finger on this side so that the liquid does not flow out of the hose. I don't know, can you call the hydraulic line that way? What did I mean? For example, now I remove my finger and the remains start to drip. So, now let's take the olive itself and the fungus, links to I'll leave them with this. By the way, as I understand it, for two types of hydraulic lines, for super thick and for super thin, and accordingly we have the thickest one. Because of this we just take an olive in the clothes, and on top of the fungus we just take it where the thread was inserted and screwed up a little. In general, small, such a digression was assembled incorrectly. It was necessary to screw in the fungus first and then screw the olive onto the fungus itself. It's good that I have a piece of the hydraulic line from the front brakes, because, well, I've already done it, but I don't want to take it apart again, and then you just take it and screw the olive itself from the top, and you should get it. This is the design. That is, it was a simple one. That is pressed in something like magic. It's called there. I don't remember the exact name of these olives with fungi. So that's correct. Well, now we see that our handle is failing. Now we will bleed the handle or the caliper, or both at once, but it is advisable to start with the caliper to expel all the air up, and then the handle itself. Well, of course, we remove the pads. How can you forget about them? Because, well, they are not needed here. The next thing we need to do is to Do guessing, what is it? Even the SRM has it in the manual. You closed the valve, that is, this hose, and now you just pull back the syringe and see that air appears, and you now need to be in this position. When you pulled back the syringe, you just tapped these extra bubbles out, so to speak, literally did it a couple of times. And you accordingly did this. Very music. To guessing it wasn't me who came up with it, it's like this, here. They are. Music it's written, it turns out you see how many meters of air it turned out. So, well then now we have the bleeding port in the caliper hidden under a rubber plug, and what I like really surprised me here is that you don't need to unscrew anything. Well, you just need to put this kind of fitting into it, and there should be someone like that. There's a loud click and you unscrew it a little. If suddenly for some reason you can't unscrew it with this little thing, you just don't have enough of a banal lever, just take a multi-tool and a hex wrench or a pure SDR and push it from place, and then you just literally made a half turn and a turn, and that's basically it. And now we install the fitting with stand with a syringe on top of the handles. Unscrew it, take a rag, preferably a damp, wet one. By the way, the pillbox works very well with water and is removed. Yes, in case anyone didn't know. Well, of course, many probably already knew. I'll leave these fittings below in the description. Maybe someone will need it if suddenly someone doesn't have the opportunity to bleed it in the workshop. So, now everywhere we open these plugs that block the hose from below and above, and now we run it from below with a syringe, and look, music. Music. We also don't forget to press the air onto the handle so that all the air that has accumulated there somewhere under the piston under the cuff comes out. From there we also see that our handle is still falling through, so we need to pump the handle because almost all of the pillbox has come out of the handle. Therefore, we need will be driven from below now. Now we do the following movements, that is, we take a syringe, pull the air out of the handle and push it back in, and accordingly the pillbox is not air. We try everything. The handle works for us. As we can see, it presses well. Yes, of course, if we compare which is better to pump easier, then here it's definitely Shimano, because Shimano I screwed on the funnel and poured the squeegee in the handle. But Here you need to do it a little wisely and mineral oil does not seem to be subject to any influence on the rubber bands. There they are not SBU in the hands. Remain intact after that, and the paint is on the frame and everywhere. In general, in terms of this. About it seems to me so. Well, now we take it all. Wrap it all up again with a wet rag. Twist it out, the excess will of course come out later. Then people wonder why the brake handles have peeled off the paint. Yes. Because the pillbox. That's the answer for you. That's why it washes off with water, of course, but I don't know how. Well, it's just so good, okay. Music. Wipe it off well. In principle, the brake is already. We actually pumped the brake, we shortened it, now it looks more aesthetically neat, and, in principle, I learned how to pump it, nothing complicated, 2 syringes, a pillbox, and a little straight arms, that's all. So please like, subscribe, and write in the comments what did I do wrong and didn't wear gloves? I already said that. So, thank you all. Andre was with you, the channel is great. Bye everyone.